Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. I'm Zmore, the dad in DPS, and today we are back with another episode of Scrip My Pants, a series where I spend scrip at the purveyor in order to try and get something magnificent. It rarely works out that way, because Murgs freaking hates me and I hate her. Either way guys, if you enjoy seeing my pain, torment and misery, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And now a word from our sponsor. Remember that time you killed that family and sold the stuff for Jet? Pavea Murga remembers. Murgs may be drunk, violent, unwanted advances will be met with shotguns. Alright Murgs, I don't like you, you don't like me, but give me something good and I'll give you... I want to say... ham? Do you want ham? She's not getting ham. Either way. Let's see what we can get. We are going to go with the age-old favourite of legendary range weapons, and let's see what we get. First off, Vampire short laser pistol with 25 damage while aiming, and 250 damage resistance while reloading. Now this is actually a decent little roll. It's obviously Vampire is always good. Damage while aiming is not too bad, but there are better effects that could be on there, so I'm not going to say it's the best drop I've ever had, but it's by far not the worst. Certainly not the worst. I have seen things you guys wouldn't believe. Quad pump action shotgun with chance to hit targets and bats by 50% and reload speed. This is a form of a Godroll in a quad short pump action shotgun. Sorry guys, I'm filming this very late at night and my brain has ceased to function. But yeah, this is a form of a Godroll. This is actually a very good drop, especially since this thing reloads with singular bullets. So yeah, no, I am actually quite happy with that. That kind of makes it sort of worth it. Now, this one's interesting. 2-shot Alien Blaster, Last Shot, and VATS Critical Charge. Now, first off, Alien Blasters with 2-shot, I am absolutely a big supporter of saying that is the best slot effect on there. People will disagree with me. Last Shot, not so much, but still not the worst thing. And VATS crit chance is definitely going to do some damage. I might test this out in the near future to see how well it does. I'm not sure if it's better than the version I have myself already. Exterminator short 10mm shotgun, submachine gun, with 25 damage while aiming, and invisibility. Absolute crap. It's going in the box after the reset. It is scrip. Nothing but scrip. I hate it. Bloody Gatling plasma with limb damage and weight reduction. Now this is not the best roll I've ever had with a bloody Gatling plasma, but the 90% weight reduction makes it very storable, and limb damage isn't actually too bad on a weapon like this because it will cripple things like the Scorchbeast Queen and bigger targets. You know, not necessarily worth scripping, but at the same time not necessarily worth keeping. So maybe something I can chuck onto somebody who needs it. Medics harpoon gun with replenish action points with each kill and reload speed. It's a harpoon gun. Medics, very poor effect, and yeah, I mean, probably gonna scrip it. I don't know. Definitely gonna scrip it. I'm almost certain of that. Now, Bloodied Railway Rifle with 25 weapon speed and breaks 50% slower. Now, this is a Godroll of sorts, but it is going to run through ammo or need reloading constantly. So there is a downside to this. Decent weapon, not the best roll that could have been on there. I would have much preferred the explosive in the middle slot and reload speed maybe in the bottom if we couldn't get explosive and we still went for the weapon speed, but you know, it's a decent weapon. Very decent weapon. Nocturnal short combat rifle with damage while aiming and resistance while aiming. Now, yeah, Nocturnal's not the best effect. Damage at night is great and all, but it is only half the time that you're doing that damage. The other two effects go well together, but at the same time it's not the best weapon. But not the worst, certainly not the worst that we could have got. Exterminator's Tactical Gauss shotgun with bash damage and action points cost. Now, Exterminators just makes this absolutely worthless and trash, and the bash damage is pointless and meaningless. I do not like it, and it is going in the bin. Anti-armor Gatling laser with damage while aiming and damage resistance while aiming. This is not necessarily a god roll, but it is as close to a god roll as you can get with these types of weapons. Armor penetration, great. Damage damage while aiming, great. Damage resistance while aiming, not the best, but also not the worst. There's other things that could be in there, but you know, because you're going to be aiming down the scope and manually firing this thing, yeah, you're gonna just get the damage resistance for free, so it is a decent little effect to be on there for definite. We are getting a lot of good weapons tonight. Bloodied Alien Disintegrator with Last Shot and VATS critical charge. Now, again, I don't think Last Shot is the best effect that could be on here. Faster fire rate, or, well, you can't get explosive on this, but faster fire rate would have been a better thing in there, or VATS hit chance. But Bloodied with the bonus VATS crit at the bottom, this is definitely not a Scrip worthy item. This is definitely something worth using and potentially testing out. Not the best combination, but not the worst for definite. Again, we are getting some decent weapons. Stalker's Pepper Shaker with critical damage and 1 agility. This is Scrip if I've ever seen it. Stalker's is just pants on this weapon, critical damage is pants on this weapon, and 1 agility, well, it's not pants, but it's certainly not what I'd want. Anti-armor bow, replenish action points with each kill, 1 agility. Decent little bow, I suppose. Not the worst bow I've ever got, and definitely something I'm probably going to keep and try and use on a bow build. But yeah, not the best roll that I've ever had, but again, not the worst. Gormon's Fat Man with critical damage and damage resistance while aiming. Now, critical damage is good on a Fat Man, but I'm not going to use this because of the Gormons. Also, Gormon's Fat Man, hilarious. Almost as funny as Furious Fat Man, but still, not going to use it. Definitely not going to use it, probably going to Scrip it. Aristocrat's Bow with bash damage and weapons break 50% slower. Now, unfortunately, this is definitely Scrip. While Aristocrats is decent because of the 50% damage we're getting, the bash damage is pointless, and I don't think this fires enough to break particularly quickly. So, yeah, better off in the Scrip bin. Vampire's Pipe Revolver with critical damage and 1 perception. Not the worst roll that I've seen on it, but Vampire isn't really something I would want on a pipe revolver, on the basis that typically I'd be stealthing around with it because it is a single shot weapon. Again, not the worst roll, but certainly not the best. It's going to do some damage, you're going to get some health back, but I don't feel like Vampire and stealth really work in tandem with each other. 2-shot hunting rifle with replenish action points with each kill and 1 agility. Unfortunately, 2-shot isn't the best effect on a lot of weapons. Energy weapons, I definitely feel it's far more effective. On this, not great. You know, if it was 2-shot explosive, it probably would have been better, but replenish action points with each kill, and 1 agility, just, yeah, I'm probably going to Scrip that because it just isn't something that I'm really interested in. Berserker's Submachine Gun with bash damage and weapons break 50% slower. Yeah, definitely Scrip. 100% Scrip. It's going in the bin. Quad single action with, oh Jesus Christ. At plus VATS hit chance and chance to turn you invisible. Now I'm going to just explain why this is just god awful. Now you can see there that it has a capacity of 24 bullets. The problem with that being is the rounds are loaded individually. Now you run through this as ammo and then you have to reload 24 bullets in a row. This gun is torture. I have one already that I'm sure it's got faster reload speed, and it is torture to sit through it reloading. It is just such a bad weapon, such a bad design. I hate it so much. Oh god, it's awful. It is so awful. And our last pick for tonight, hopefully not the least pick, Aristocrat's Short Combat Rifle with Last Shot and faster movement speed while aiming. Again, Not the worst pick we've got, but probably going to scrip it either way. So, let's find out what my top picks are for tonight. So our first pick for tonight is going to be the quad shot pump action shotgun, and that's got 300% ammo capacity, VATS, hit chance, and reload speed. Now the reason why this is not the top pick, despite being a very good combination of effects on a Godroll, is that shotguns aren't as powerful as they were in their heyday. Now this could be different in the current game, but I don't feel that's true. I'll test it out, and I'll probably do a video on this weapon and talk about why shotguns just aren't as good as they used to be, but at the same time, I could be proven wrong. Either way, it's a weapon I'm going to keep, because even if it's not very good now, there's always a chance that it's going to be very good later on, because if they buff shotgun damage, this thing is going to be an absolute monster. So yeah, great pick, great weapon. Hopefully it is going to do some damage. Now for the secondary pick tonight, we're going to go with the anti-armor Gatling laser, because it is anti-armor over bloodied, and it has that extra damage while aiming on there. Bloodied weapons are obviously not the best outside of a bloodied build, because you're not really going to get the use out of it. So this is something that's a bit more versatile, can be used on different characters that are using different builds. So yeah, I definitely think it's a good little weapon and something a bit fun. And for the last pick, I'm going to go for the bloodied railway rifle for the reasons that you see above. Now this weapon is going to have to reload quite a lot, but when it gets those hits in, it is going to completely annihilate anything it's shot at. It is a very good weapon, and don't get me wrong, weapon speed on railway rifles can sometimes be an absolute bugaboo, but in theory it should absolutely dominate anything and everything you point it at. So yeah, I think this is a really great weapon, and I have variants of it sitting in storage, but Jesus Christ, the damage from this thing is insane. So yeah, that was tonight's video. Obviously some really great picks there, and some not so great picks, but that is the rescue run when you go to Purveyor Murga. She gives you sometimes great things and sometimes absolute pants. Now if you enjoy videos like Script My Pants, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. If you'd like to support the channel, just check out the links down below, like our YouTube members and coffee. And if you would like to join our community, we also have our Discord server down there as well. Either way, guys, I'll catch you next time in the wasteland. Feeling the heat, I'm taking again.